Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, I have Trazel. What up, man?
Yo.
Let's get it started. I guess the first thing I really want to talk about, hot topic right now, it just seems like something that is happening a lot lately, and I'm talking about rappers being killed. We just lost PNB Rock. It seems like every other week, I mean, we're losing a rapper. You know, King Von, R.I.P., FBG Duck. I mean, the list goes on and on, especially in the past couple of years. But you being an MC, you being a rapper, you know, you keeping your ear to the street. Talk to me about what you think about, you know, just rappers getting it right now, unfortunately.
I mean, you keep hearing everybody say, "Oh, these niggas out here is hungry, thirsty, and this and that, and this and that," and that's true. You know, these gold chains that they wearing, coming to town wearing, that ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to say maybe since the pandemic hit, maybe 2020 or something like that, you know, the world as a whole don't lost their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From these rappers getting killed to the Uvalde shooting and things like that. You know, it's like, man, the world is off the chain right now.
Yeah.
And I don't see it. I honestly don't see it getting better before it gets maybe worse, a little worse. You know what I mean? And I hate to say that, but I've been right so far. You know, ever since 2020, I said that. These dudes coming to town wearing like literally a house around their neck,
Yeah.
and these niggas is like, you know, I'm not giving no. I never want anybody to be hurt, killed, nothing like that. But these niggas are speaking like, obviously, yes, you know, that's a lick, and I can put some food in the refrigerator and pay some bills and this and that and buy some rims or whatever, you know. But excuse me, it's unfortunate that it happens, and it's unfortunate that he was at that particular Roscoe's, because I've been listening to your show for the last 2 days, and everybody's saying like, why did he go to that Roscoe?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that he went to that Roscoe. You know, as far as him, anybody else, all the other rappers or whatever, it's just it's a youngster thing because, as you know, well, as I know about how old you are, and
40s, yep.
Right, yeah. So we don't move like that. You know, even if we was in the streets like that back in the days, we don't move like that. These youngsters is running around here tearing shit up. You know what I'm saying? You know, all I could say is condolences to everybody and their family, especially that man's daughter. I heard his daughter was here. I don't know if that's true or not, but she witnessed that. Man, hopefully she'll forget that. Maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You know, she's young. I heard she's like 2. So, you know, usually you forget something like that by the time you're like 10, 15, something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it hurts me that a kid was involved, and it hurts me that it was in a family restaurant. And you know what also hurts me is kind of messed up also is that, you know, now everybody's talking about there's a problem. You know, now we got to do something. Something needs to be done. But man, people are getting popped all the time, unfortunately. Just regular Joes, like, you know, like us citizens, just grandmas getting it while they're sitting on their front porch. You know, little girls are getting it while they're walking with their mom to school. Just stray bullets everywhere, and it's really scary out there, man. Are you about my age? Is it safe to say?
Yeah, man. You know,
do you remember so you remember the 90s? Do you remember the 90s?
Yeah. I definitely, man. I'll be 50 this year, so
okay. So we're in the same generation. Let's keep it real. We're in the same generation. Okay, damn, you look good for 50, homie. No. You know, real talk, dog. Good shit, man. Okay, cool. So you're just a tad bit older than me, so you know what it was like in the late 80s, early 90s, just how crazy it was. And is it me, or does it seem like we're going back to that time?
For every step we take forward, we take two steps back, and it's, that's also unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Because we know, and I'm gonna put it out there. We keep it 100. The problem right now, you know, like somebody else said the other day, they don't listen to the G's. I think it was Alonzo. Somebody said that. You know, it's like we got older cats trying to school them, and you know, and it takes a village to raise a child and everything like that. So I understand the whole single parent home or the mom raising the son type of issue, whatever. Kind of had the same issue or same thing myself, but they're out of control, man. And it's like, you know, we try to give them game, they don't listen. It's like, oh, you got old heads and this and that, and they feel like, you know, they feel however they feel, you know. But unfortunately, they taking us back to the '90s, like you said, you know, and it's, but except with skinny jeans and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
uh, it's going. This is a tough one because I try to put in my music. I try to put in my music that this ain't the way. Bottom line, and however I word it, however I put it, whatever line I use in the rhyme, this is not going to work for us. And if we keep this up at a certain point in history or in the future, we will cease to exist. If you look at the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Got
Yep.
got them shooting us, cops,
We shooting
whatever.
us, abortion,
We
all
shooting
that.
us. Like Pac said, it ain't them that's knocking us off. It's us that's knocking us
And they tell me it's the white man I should fear.
off. Our own people doing all the killing. So, but I'm with every movement. You know, I'll be out there myself on the front line. You know, with for the betterment of our people. You know, and you know, but that can only go so far, and that would only do so much. Bigger, it needs a bigger solution. You know, so better, bigger and better.
Yeah, yeah. What advice, as an older cat, and I say that respectfully, obviously, what advice do you have to young rappers moving around, you know, from city to city, state to state? You know, what would you tell them? You know, especially if they may or may not have street ties.
I mean, respect, man. It's like everything doesn't have to end with a gun. So you can discuss a dispute. You can fight. You know, you can shoot tips. You know, with a dispute, you don't have to. You don't. It doesn't always have to end with a gun. It's, you know, it's like have some pride, have some dignity in yourself, in your culture, in your heritage. And, you know, it's like those kind of things and morals and it's how they all disappeared nowadays. So um, that's what I would tell them. You know, just have some respect. When you got like self pride, self respect, self dignity, you'll have it for yourself. You'll have it for another person or for the next person. So it's just a way of life. So without even thinking twice. So I mean, I don't get me wrong. We all did dirt and things like that coming up and doing dumb shit like Ice Cube say, all desperate shit.
Hmm.
You know, so I'm not downing anybody, but you know, there's a line that you just don't cross. These niggas crossing them lines every day. You know, so I don't know what to say to get them to put the guns down, like right now. But you know, when you look at the world as a whole, especially after COVID, like I said, and you see all this other stuff going on, and this way the way the police is just wilding out. They kind of wilding out. They've always been wilding out, but since they, you know, they getting caught on camera now, fuck it, we just go ahead and while I, so
Yeah.
when you look at everything as a whole, you have to have a strong backbone, a strong family structure, strong teachings and values and everything in order not to uh, part of this madness. See what I'm saying? Um, it, and it's hard. It's just as hard as being in the middle of the riots in '92 and not going to any store, getting anything, looting anything, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I remember those. So you were about 17, 18. You're probably about 18 or 19 during the 92 riots?
Uh, Let me see.
92, so you're, my math is
Yeah,
off.
20.
Okay.
I was 20.
Damn.
Yeah, I was locked up. I couldn't make it anyway, but yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you remember? So you were locked up, so you saw it from a different lens. What do you remember about that time?
Man, I was sitting on my bunk and they had the news on and I seen it three or five, however many officers acquitted for that Rodney King thing. The world don't win. Well, LA don't went crazy. So that's basically, all I could remember is just what I saw on TV in the aftermath. News, they perpetuate stuff. So we saw rerun after rerun after rerun, especially of the original Denny beating on Normandy.
Yeah. Florence and
They
Normandy.
just kept playing that. I'm like, God, stop saying that.
Yeah, just look. I remember that. I'll never get that etched out of my head, man. I remember seeing that over
Exactly.
and over and over again.
Exactly. It's like the media is part of the problem too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Social
man, for
media
sure.
is part of the problem. Definitely. And I made a post the other day that it's social. Half of these rappers live on social media.
Mm.
They don't social media don't reprogram niggas' brains.
Dog. You are not lying, man. It's making everybody Superman, He-Man, tough guy, and
Exactly.
until you meet them in person, and that's where a lot of this stuff is coming to a deadly end.
It's unfortunate, man. I so hate to see this because we all were taught pride in yourself. We're to be proud to be black and this kind of thing. And there's times where I'm like, I am not proud to be black.
I joke with my wife about that all the time. Like, damn, niggas making us look bad, man.
Exactly, man. It's like fuck. And as an individual, you want so much, but you can only do so much. And I think it doesn't matter who you are. If you're on the status of like a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X or whatever, those are individual people, and they did what they could do, but it was only so much. And the government, and I'm gonna say this: the government never wants to see anything positive happen for the black people. They always come in and try to shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to the riots, that brought out the peace treaty, which was a big deal. Yeah. But everybody around, even to this day, tell me, man, the cops didn't want that shit to last.
Of course not. It's always something against us. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say that the way these youngsters' brains are operating right now is by design, but it kind of is. Think about it. And when I say by design, and I mean a plan that's like 30, 40, 50 years in the making.
Yes, a project.
Right.
Just like the projects, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's like I said, it's so much against us. It's like, how do we ever get ahead in life, Get that one foot up. And it's this continuous struggle.
Yeah.
I love it.
So let's take it all the way back. I definitely want to know about your life and then talk about your music. But one very cool fact that you shared with me offline was that your mom was the first R&B singer signed to Priority Records. In fact, she is the voice singing on DJ Quik's classic song Tonite. What did your mom tell you about those days? I would love to know from her eyes, what was going on?
Um, well, I mean, he didn't really have to tell me much because I was there and I witnessed most of
Okay, tell
everything.
me about it.
Uh, so he got started in a group back in the days, uh, early '80s, I believe. Excuse me. Um, yeah, they used to do those shows and gigs in L.A. Carlos Charlie's or for KACE concerts in the park. I don't know if you remember the radio station back in the day. It was called KACE. And it was a cool little radio station. It was like
KACE.
a yeah.
That sounds very, yeah, of course. I'm a radio nerd. Yeah. They didn't, yeah, they transitioned to something else, but I definitely remember KACE.
Uh yeah, they used to throw these concerts in the park in LA and my mom and her group or her band, they won some kind of competition. And so they got them in the studio and whatever. One thing led to another, so there's solo. That had a cat named Courtney Branch, uh, the producer for Total Track Productions. Courtney Branch and Tracy Kendrick. Now, let me say this real quick. You had a couple of people, or spotlight a couple of people on your show in the past that had ties, or that had my mom had ties too, for me, or in some kind of way. And one was Low Half Dead,
Okay.
um, which to me that album was so underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, other was AMG.
Oh, man. Shout out
Which,
AMG.
yeah, shout out, shout out. So her producer, which became her manager, kind of sort of, which became her boyfriend at the time, for many years, was the same producer no, it was the same producer for AMG, Quik, uh, Boss. I don't know if you remember Boss.
Of course,
Um,
Detroit. She was hard, man.
yeah, was yeah. Uh, so a lot of that, that whole circle or whatever, I always got like the first something when something first came out was recorded. And moms would have a copy or something like that. She's the first person to let me hear. Um, when DJ Quick came out with the song "Mo Pussy,"
Damn.
I don't know why she thought I'd like that, but 'cause I wasn't getting none at the time. I was a little young. But yeah. So I would get promos. I would get anything that was priority records related. Uh, and she had sent me to San Diego when I was like 15, and so I would get that promo stuff and come, which I'm still out here in San Diego. I would come out here in San Diego, pass that stuff around. So I actually was putting everybody up on that little Half Dead album. This new person, or whatever,
Nice.
and then her stuff, of course. Um, yeah, so then one like I said, one thing led to another. She wound up landing that spot on the big quick on Tonight, and yeah, so I mean, she did fairly well as an artist, and she didn't blow up that major, but it was good enough. Uh, got her foot in the door, got me in the door a bit. Um, Margie Coleman, that's her name. So
Okay.
anybody wondering what her name was, Margie Coleman.
That's really cool,
Yeah.
man. That's dope. How did her career, I know she didn't, like you say, blow up to probably her full potential, but what happened to her career after that?
I mean, she did one album basically, and then after that, she just kind of um, did just little individual projects here and there. She's good friends with certain people with Larry Dunn, or piano player for Fire. Certain people that's out there in the jazz and R&B, old school R&B world. So as of right now, she just she always has a studio at home, but she's a little older now. So she don't really do as much music as she used to, but a lot of her music is still online, and it did actually it did better overseas than it did in the States,
Hmm.
especially Africa, and that's her whole vibe. She's got the whole African vibe thing, but she's she's slow, you know.
That's dope, man. I love that. Let's talk a little bit about yourself. Let's go all the way back, man. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in I was born in Inglewood, General Hospital, and my whole family on mom's and pop's side for the most part is from LA. Um, I went to all the way up to junior high. I went to school in Inglewood. I went to Trazel Junior High. And my mom said they were pops in the eighth grade to West Covina. Went to school the eighth grade year out here. Came back. Then I went to Luzinger in 80, 86, 87, or 87, 88, something like that. Matter of fact, I believe, according to Corrupt, one of his lines in his song is the same year he was in. But I didn't know him. I never met him or nothing. That I don't think. Um, so I went to Luzinger, and then after that, 10th grade year, and up, sent me to San Diego to stay with my uncle cousin. So, um, but I moved back to LA 2001 for a few years, just because I felt like I need to get back to LA for a minute. But then I came back to San Diego. I'm like, San Diego's a much nicer place. And we only 2 hours away. I can do the drive. Yeah. So yeah, I'm an Inglewood native, man.
Okay. Shout out Inglewood, man.
Oh yeah.
Have you been there lately? It's a trip just seeing, around the stadium and everything, just how things have changed in the past few years. For the better, I would say for the better. It looks nicer. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, it it's a trip, and every time I go out there, I don't care if it's a 30-day break or 6 months or 8 month break. There's something different, something new, something don't change, whatever. But for the most part, it's like certain areas around LA have changed, and it's LA. It's the city of LA. Still looks kind of ran down and just needs a lot of work still. I see what they're doing or whatever. I don't know if it's trying to push everybody back to the city of LA or whatever, but because of that stadium, I know the whole real estate market is different. So,
Oh yeah, that's an understatement, man. Man.
it's an understatement, yeah. But that's my town. I've been hearing things about cats coming down, and I really want to know how true this is. Have you heard cats from Philly and New York, Chicago supposed to be coming down and posting up at the spot on Roscoe where PNB got shot?
That would not be a good idea, first of all. Secondly, I did talk with Lonzo yesterday at length about Philly goons saying that, well, what they were saying is that LA rappers aren't safe on the East Coast. They even called out Kendrick Lamar. They called out Roddy Ricch and Snoop and Blueface even got mentioned. But no, I believe this is the first I'm hearing that they want to. So tell me this again. They want to come out to LA and post up where. Please, God,
okay,
please
so I
don't
got
do
a
that.
cousin.
Please don't do that.
I got a cousin that lives right across the street, and you can walk to her house probably like 2 minutes from that Roscoe, maybe 3. And so I called her the other day. And she's like, "Yeah, there's already some cats out there from Philly with their Philadelphia Eagles hats on and just putting candles out there. Though.
Oh,
Not
okay. Not tripping. Okay, gotcha. That's good. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So the day I heard what I heard about them coming down here, the day I called her. She's like, "Oh, they already out here." So I'm sure there's plenty cats already in LA from Philly. You know what I'm saying? So those are probably the ones that are out there. But as far as like goons coming out here, and I heard Whack 100 spoke on it on. It wasn't Clubhouse. I got to go find the clip, but I can send it to you when I find it. It's another site, but he said they're supposed to. First, he said like 50, 60, something like that. I'm like, okay, that really ain't going. That number ain't. I think they come out here all they want. I heard they driving out here because they can't get burners on the airplane, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So then I heard they hit up New York and Chicago and to stick up with them. And I heard it's supposed to be an Instagram or a Facebook page or some page dedicated to them niggas clicking us coming out here. And I heard it's up to like 200, something like that. And I heard the Latin Kings want to come out here because they want to smoke Ramos on some. I'm like, what? They got nothing to do with this PNB thing or nothing. But so but this is just all hearsay. This is what I'm hearing, and I know some of y'all listening have seen probably the same clips I've seen. Yeah, that's So yeah, you're right. It's not a good idea, and Black 100 was also saying that, and I agree. I agree with him on this. Is that in LA they are never. I don't care what section it is, and no, they're never going to allow out of towners to come and push any kind of line. You know what I'm saying? So the gangs that didn't get along, whatever in that area, will get along.
Yeah, they'll Voltron up like a motherfucker.
Right. And that's exactly what he said. They will Voltron up.
There you go. Damn.
Yeah, but I'll send you when we're done, whatever. I'll send you that link. When I find it, I'll send it.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't advise that, and I would, and man, I would advise LA rappers right now, just since it is a little hot, just to maybe be careful traveling to the East Coast. Right now it's just a weird time right now in hip hop, right?
Yeah, and see, and if you notice when they was calling out our West Coast rappers or whatever, Roddy is probably the youngest person they mentioned, but Snoop, they, especially Snoop, they older. Snoop ain't about all that. All right? But that ain't the point for them. The point for them is just get somebody from West and Cali. But they need to understand it's not niggas ain't being targeted just because town. You know what I'm saying? Because look at the numbers they hitting LA cats too. So and for whatever reason, whether it's for the jury or just being hit, Draco, Slim 400, Hip, I can't think of everybody. It's so many that I get a brain for freeze every once in a while. But yeah, so it ain't just out of towners. You got to know how to move when you in LA. LA is a certain kind of place. So
yes,
I don't mean checking in either. I just mean you got to know how to move.
Yeah, you'll never see me walking around. See, I trip out when I see people walking down the street, especially females. Y'all need to stop doing this. But they'll have earbuds in. They have their head down, texting, looking at YouTube while they're walking down the street. I'm like, this is not the city to be doing that. You are literally like the weakest gazelle when a lion sees the gazelle and the one kind of limping a little bit or not paying attention like the other gazelles are. That's the one they go after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody not paying attention or somebody weak and feeble looking, not able to fight back. You're right, man. I used to have the headphones, but not the earbuds or whatever back in the days when before I had a whip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you still have your eye on your head on a swivel. You're still looking around. You know what I mean? Even though you're listening to music.
Yeah, as a black man, when we walk out that door, I think it's just automatic brain.
Yeah, and it's not paranoia. It's just growing up in a certain area.
Uh-huh.
Man. All right, well let's keep it going. So all right, cool. So Inglewood, California, Trazel. What was a young Trazel like, man? Were you a good kid running the street? Were you banging? Were you playing video games? What was a young Trazel like?
Yeah, so me personally, I'm not from a gang. I want to put that out. I am not anybody's gang. Mom sent me to San Diego in order to get me from being around gangsters and stuff. That's all that there is. High school, you know what I'm saying? Well, there's mostly gangsters. So as a kid, uh, I went to Loyola Fairmount
Paramount,
University, Fairmount, Westchester,
LMU.
and nah, not LMU. Conservatory. That's what I meant to
Oh,
say.
okay,
This
gotcha.
dude's so long. I'm not a university. So yeah, so I went to Loyola Marymount Conservatory for gifted kids. I played the violin.
Okay, that's dope, homie. So the
Second chair violinist or second or third chair violinist. Um, and in the orchestra, and which is kind of what got me to really start focusing on music. Then I started learning how to read stuff like that. So um, and my mom was doing her thing at the time, but and then let's see, that was fourth, fifth, sixth grade, then seventh grade, and wound back in public school at Trojan. But as a kid, no, I didn't bang. I didn't start hanging around with knuckleheads things like that until actually he did something. I had a little bit more freedom. I was able to be out in the streets longer, uh, and it, yeah. So yeah, I was very close to joining the gang, but no, I never joined the gang. But I did some things. It's like I'm a G in my own right. I grew up as a California kid, um, absorbed the California culture. Did everything everybody else did that is from me, except I'm out. So I did time, shot, shot at, just it's crazy. And recently I was just thinking about all this. I'm like I'm my own gang.
yeah,
It's like you
which I
know,
think is better.
but I mean, yeah,
Only person you have to answer to is yourself.
that's it. I'm a dirt all by my own when I did do the dirt. So no,
We're not
I'm
advocating dirt. We're not advocating any of that. We're grown men now. We believe,
oh yeah, yeah.
in nothing but dirt. Yeah, but okay, all right, okay. You mentioned earlier that you were locked up in '92 during the riots. How much time total
Yeah.
did you give to the system behind bars, if you could put a number on it?
Just it was all county time, so I never went in. Collectively I want to say about body year, half, 4 years there, 3 years. I kept violating my probation, man. I turned like 2 years probation into like 5. Every time I got out, I just report. So I just so until the last time sick. After that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep my nose, I'm not probation outside. Paperwork. So after that, never looked back, man. I that probation out and good. I've even had my record expunged since then, so I can do so I can make some moves.
What was
Yeah,
1992 county jail like? Was this LA County we're talking?
nah, this is in San Diego actually.
Okay.
Um, and it's uh, okay. So in '92, there were a lot of cats out here in LA. I mean, every blood Crip, you know. I had a homie out here blood, but he got killed out. He got murdered out here by. Well, I don't know by who. Officially, one named Swifty Woodfellas. Swifty Woodfellas. when I was locked up, I was locked up for the trip from on like Great Street. I was locked up with Little Honcho from Great Street. He's reputable. Um, a couple of cats from actually a few cats, a couple cats from A-Tray, a bunch of uh, couple of copycats. Um, it's a trip. This one cat, man, I don't know if you know him, but he's a porn star now. I'm like, Compton used to go by a different name than what his porn
What's his name?
name.
Give it to me.
Oh, Wesley Pipes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I know all the black. No pause on that real quick, but hey, it's the '90s. We grew up. We know the Mr. Marcuses, the Wesley Pipes, Devlin Weed. We look take me back to the VHS days. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah, dude used to live in San Diego. See, I guess for whatever reason, but we had a couple conversations. Like, I doubt if he remember me. This well over 20 years ago. So, um, but yeah, man. So even though it was San Diego, it was like when I moved out here, um, it was a little different, a lot slower. It's a little behind LA, like culture wise, fashion wise, music wise. There's no real outlets out here to do anything, so it always forces me back to LA to make connections and make moves and stuff. But in jail though, '92, it was just typical county business. You know, it was same politics that apply today apply then. You know, certain do's and don'ts, whatever. You learn quick when you were in institutions like that. You know, you have to grow up quick. No more mama's boy, no more none of that stuff. You gotta man up. So, I never really had any real issues while I was locked up. So, one potential riot in the black sections, but it never flourished, which is cool, you know. But I was out there online as I should be. Other than that, man, you know, shoot, I had to like after '96, I had to keep my nose clean, so I didn't want to go back to jail no more. I'm like, I had enough. Do it. I think doing life, so for that.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, let's talk about some of your music, dude. I'm gonna play some music,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna stop it every once in a while. You tell me what inspired the bar, maybe give me a little story or whatnot. But one of the ones that caught my ear, first of all, the West Coast. That's probably my favorite out of all of them. But next up will be Grinding, featuring Habit. So I'm gonna play this for a little while. I'm gonna stop it in between, and then we'll talk about Grinding. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm out here grinding with the get it gang. Pull a heat out the bag, nigga, chitty bang. And I'm never gonna stop till the city sing. My song, my legacy, let it rain. Cause the OG niggas know what it was, where it will.
What do you want your legacy to be, man?
My legacy is my truth. You know, I want my legacy to be what I'm pushing right now and not what I'm pushing. So I want people to remember me for the last 20-year Trazel, not the first 20 years.
Like that. All right.
Positive.
I love it. Here
We won't be blood or cuz. Didn't matter cause we all grew up with the same mindset, nigga, life of a hustler. First you gotta formulate the plan, putting one in the air, half bake your man. Minimize all risks, all this in the efforts to generate and collect the grands. Ay. Don't post your business on Snapchat, don't post your business on the gram. Don't post your shit anywhere online cause the shit gon' get you slammed.
That means a lot more even right now after what we were talking about at the beginning of the right. And this song is a couple years old, so that's a trip, man. I mean, you know, talk to me about posting shit on Gram, posting everywhere, and how it could lead up to what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. You know, it's like if I think if people had more common sense, because common sense seems so common,
Yeah.
But if they have more common sense, we can eliminate a lot of the turmoil, struggles, hassles. So just a little bit more common sense, and a little bit of will power behind that. You know, so I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. But you stop posting stuff, like stop incriminating yourself. I hear you say all the
That
time.
too.
So, yeah, I mean, stop, like the stuff that makes you go, duh. You know, stop doing that.
For
You
real,
know what I
right?
mean? Yeah, like a no brainer. You know, but hey,
Yeah, these kids are all jacked up on drugs and things like that, unfortunately. So their dub button is a little off right now. We're over 40, so our dub button was like, really, dog? Like our dub button is on. You know what I mean? But these kids, their dub button is a little bit delayed, man.
and let me add to that is if we're gonna ever push forward and get past this hump, and what we're trying to do as a people, these cats got to change the lyrics in their songs,
Mm.
and I mean
Yeah.
from the young to the old. You know, it's like you can how you say a song is fictitious, a movie is fictitious. You know, unless you're rapping or singing about something that really happened to you in life. But other than that, most of the stuff is just fictitious. You know, just there's a certain level and certain lines just not cross in order to keep it 100 or true or crunk or turned up. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when you're smoking on, like you say,
Packs and
somebody
all that.
packing this and that, like, yeah, that's that line crosser right there. So if we're ever going to move forward as a people, these rappers have to change these lyrics too, because this is a big influence on our by far, probably the biggest.
That's the fact, man. All right, here's another one. Money Make Moves featuring D-Loc. Let's play a little bit of
Yeah,
this. Here we go.
Get it round the clock, always trying to make moves. Money never stop till my money make moves. Money never stop till my money make moves. Standing on the block till my money make moves. Get it round the clock, always trying to make moves. Money never stop till my money make moves. Money never stop, money make moves. Always being solid, not a fake dude. So my money real, work hard for it. On the block, cocking Glock, showing scars for it. I want Stephen King money, I'm a hardcore. It's something about the dollar bill, yeah, we all adore it.
You killing that flow, by the way. That
good
cadence is
looking.
nuts, homie. That was hard. All right, here we go.
I want the kind of money that'll put me up in orbit. The kind of money that could buy a whole police department. And I can pay them just to go and shoot each other up. Me, I say the nigga, I don't really give a fuck. I'm Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and I'm Fort Knox. Put together, you ain't never seen a cash spot like mine. Money never stop till my money make moves. Standing on the...
I like that, man. I love that you keep it West Coast. I could tell that the West Coast is a big influence on your music. Who does your beats, or who so far out of all the songs we've pretty much played, who's done the majority of the beats?
So who? That beat and that, okay. So there's a cat that I deal with. He's out of Arizona. I believe he's out of Arizona.
Okay.
So I deal with him online. But the other dude in the group, Habits with me, is my boy Nip. Passed away last year, but he's from San Diego. He's a producer, as a songwriter. Producer.
Okay.
And he's
Damn, RP to
actually,
him.
yeah, man, RP, man. Rest in peace, Nitty. He's actually a Grammy nominated producer for working on the Empire show for season 1, from season 1 to season 4.
Okay, that's dope.
And yeah, man. So, and we was pushing, man. That habits project beat that's the way. So I had to do my solo thing.
Damn, sorry to hear that, man. But no, that's at least he has some music and a legacy himself to leave around. Damn.
Oh yeah, he's got plenty. He got much more than what me and him did. He was always a solo artist before I was too. And then we was boys, and then we just linked up on some music stuff. magical. I'm like, we was putting together some hits. We won an Independent Music Award in 2019 for the track Cadillac Dippin' we did. And,
that's the one I'm playing next. That hook is nuts, homie. Let's jump right into that since you just mentioned that. Here we go. Cadillac Dippin' featuring Nitwit and Trazel.
It's hard to maintain thinking that you on the brain. I've been gone for too long and I ain't feeling the same. You couldn't make the whole tour with me, so left you at home. Them groupie thoughts got me regretting leaving you all alone. There's something that I'm missing. Right now when it's you, just gotta do a few more shows. I'll be there when I'm through. You know this and I love you for understanding the game. I'm loving the love making when you be calling my name. And I'm standing here looking out my window.
That's hard. We need more of this music in hip hop right now. You know, I feel like we don't have enough love in hip hop, meaning, you know, love between man and women, love between brothers, like just everything can't be shoot 'em up, bang, bang, kill a nigga, shoot a nigga. Like, we need music like this. This doesn't make me want to go out and do anything but chill with my female, smoke a nice joint, and sip on something. This is the music right here that makes me want to do that, and that's what we need more of in this world, man.
Oh, yeah, good looking, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, I enjoyed this conversation, and I would really like to have you on in the future, man. I like your perspective on things and your point of view, and it's always good to talk to somebody from my generation who you know, just understands the world. Tell everybody where they can find you, promote anything you want that is coming up. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, so the name's Trazel, Trazel, spelled like it sounds. Catch me at therealtrazel.com, www.trazel.com. That's my website. My Instagram is Trazel M, as in Mary. My Facebook is Trazel. I got 2 of those. You can catch me on either one of those. I got a Twitter, but I don't. So the main thing is Instagram and Facebook. I'll be on there, you know. Shout out to Dusty Vision. Shout out to Lonzo. I grew up listening. I actually had a 12-inch vinyl of the Real Fast Record Crew album. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, too. I also be DJing on the side, too. And so I've always been like a good DJ or good mixologist. But, yeah, and you have my boy on the other day, too, Dazzy D. That's my dude.
Oh, man. Shout out Dazzy D, homie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
shout
dope.
out to Dazzy.
Okay, yeah, man. He's definitely somebody who, man, I wish he would have gone a lot further. You know, he's still doing his thing. Thankfully, I see him still pushing it, still killing it. But man, I wish he was on Ice Cube level. But you know, hey, things happen for a reason, and as long as he's keep doing what's making him happy, that's all that matters, man. Shout out to Dazzy D. Big Sax.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So shout out to Dusty. Shout out to you too for giving us the platform, man, to get our voices out here, man. You know, tell our stories. You know.
Appreciate you, man. I wouldn't be nothing without your story. So I definitely appreciate you as well. But man, I'll definitely be in touch, and I want to wish you a great night and much more success, man.
Okay, you do the same, man. I'll holler at you. I'll tap in with you. I'm gonna look for that link and send it to you. So
sounds good.
I appreciate it.
All right, Trazel, be good, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Peace.
You too.